If you struggle with your brows, let me show you how to perfect your brows in just a few easy steps. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to either use a brow gel or a brow glue. Specifically here, I am using the NYX Brow Glue. And what you're going to do is you're going to work this product into your brows, and then you're going to use a brushing up motion to get that feathered look, also to see what hairs are longer or shorter than others for when it's time for you to go in and shape them. And once you've worked this product through, you are actually going to take the top of your hairs and move them downwards towards the tail of your brow. Also, if you are new here, be sure to subscribe to my channel for more beginner-friendly makeup tutorials. I will be uploading every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday at 3 p.m. and I will be going live as well at 3 p.m. Now, the next thing I like to do is I like to tap off some of that excess glue just to make sure that they're nice and laid down and they're not greasy. So I'm going to take a pair of scissors and I'm going to start trimming. So trimming is essentially what I was talking about in the beginning with the brow glue. Why you should trim is to make sure that your brow hairs are equal lengths, because when it comes time for you to actually fill them in, you may have a misguide if your brows are not the same length in hairs. It'll either overshoot or undershoot how much you need to fill them in. Then I'm going to go in with a razor blade. I normally use a brow razor, but I could not find any of them here. I actually think I ran out, and this still helped at the end. But I do recommend that you use a brow razor because it comes with a handle that's easier for you to navigate with. With this, I had to be very, very careful not to cut my hand or my face because these are very, very sharp blades. It's actually a blade that my husband uses when he cuts his hair. So what you're going to do now is you're essentially just going to remove the excess hair around your brows, which also the brow glue helps with you doing. It helps distinguish which brow hairs are not actually in the brow space that you're going to be using to fill in your brows. And I am going to create a slight arch. Now you can do that as well. I do recommend that most people, when you're doing your brows, follow your natural brow arch, and in doing so you'll create a more natural brow as well. Another tip that I think you should do as well is make sure that tail end of your brow is nice and sharp and pointy, because you don't want a thick end unless you do. After you've cleaned up your brows, what you're going to do next is take a spoolie and brush your brows upward. So what this is going to do is it's going to help remove the excess hairs that you just took off of your brows, so that way you know what your brows look like and if you need to clean up anywhere else. I'm specifically just using a regular spoolie on a brow pencil. You can use one on your makeup brushes or a standalone spoolie. It does not matter. Now for the part that most people are scared of. You can go in with a brow pencil or any brow product of your choosing. Specifically here, I am using a micro brow pencil. This one is by Sephora. And what you're going to do is quite literally underline your brows. You're not going to go into the brow hairs or far away from your brow at all. You're literally underlining as if you were underlining a word. You're going to underline your brow, and the same thing that you're doing on the bottom, you are going to do to the top, and you're going to connect the tail end points at the tip of your brow. So what I do recommend if you are going to do your brows, it just also depends on the color of your hair. If you want a more natural looking brown, not too dark, I recommend with going in like ash grays. This one was in the shade Granite, which I will link down in the description box if you specifically want this brow pencil from Sephora. So the next step that you're going to do, depending on where the sparseness is in your brows. So if you have very, very thin hairs at the back end of your brows, meaning that tail where that point is, what you're going to do is you're really going to color it in, literally fill it in, no spots at all. And then what you're going to do next also depends on where more sparse areas are. For me specifically, what I did was use hair strokes, or like hair-like motion strokes, if that makes sense to you guys, and lightly feather the brows upward. So what I recommend for you is in sparse areas, color it in. For areas that are full and don't need much work, take that brush and feather it upwards. And then as you get to the front of your brows, literally hair-like strokes, just flick the brush upwards. And you don't have to use a heavy hand. You can use a light hand because a lot of these products have a great payoff. And then now when it comes to blending in the actual product to your brows, you're going to take that spoolie with a light hand again and lightly brush it upwards so that way it blends into the brow hairs and creates something like this. You don't want to go in with a heavy hand because you will get super dark brows and they will not look natural. It'll come off very harsh and you'll feel like your brows are either too dark for your face or don't fit the makeup look that you're trying to do. Now, if you're a girl like me that originally I taught myself how to do brows. I learned how to do them and I did not want to leave out the house without having my brows done. But this was the best method to do if you're trying to have that nice natural look without having makeup on as well. So for the next step, you're going to clean up your brows. Now, I know you're like, we just cleaned it up with a razor. Yes, but you're still going to go in with a product that is your skin tone and you're going to clean up under your brows. So essentially, just like how we underline the brow with the brow pencil, you are going to do the same thing with your concealer, foundation, whatever product that is literally your exact skin tone. That's what you want to use. And you're going to carve out your brows and clean them up. And just like I said with underlining, what you do to the bottom, you are going to do to the top. And this part takes time. Do not try to rush through this because you don't want to get the product in the brows and you don't want it too far away from the brows that it looks like everything is just separate. Take your time with your brows. Brows takes the longest in any makeup routine. Anybody will tell you that. So take your time with your brows. Now, once you feel like you got the shape that you want at the bottom, including your arch, if you want a deeper arch, take that product further in as far as the concealer or foundation, take it further in where your natural arch is, and that's how you'll create a deeper arch. But having your brows clean will definitely give you a proper guide to where you need to place product when doing your brows. Also, if you've made it this far in this video, be sure to give this video a thumbs up. Let's get 60 likes and let's get this video to 560 views. And do not forget to subscribe to my channel if you love beginner-friendly makeup tutorials or if this tutorial alone helped you. Now that we got the bottom done, we are going to work on the top. Now also too, if you need a guide to help you with your product that you're using, whether it's concealer or foundation, what you can do is start off with what I'm doing here and then quite literally connect the product in the middle to make sure that your brows are even, because sometimes if you keep that product separate, you won't know that maybe one brow is higher than the other, or you use a little bit more product underneath. Connecting that product in the middle will help you see where your brows need to be lifted or added more of when it comes to product into your brows. What I'm doing now, because I didn't really want a sharp tip at the top, I am rounding out the top of my brows. That way they match the natural shape of my brows. I didn't really want that sharp peak at the top. Now, if you like that, that's perfectly fine. But as you can see, I'm using more of a softer, rounded like motion when it comes to outlining my brows. Also, another tip for you, try not to use a product that's way beyond your skin tone. And I mean extremely light, because that is what we call halo brows. And you'll have this ashy white outline around your brows, and it's not 2016, so we're not doing that anymore. But now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take a brush and I'm going to blend that product now, so that way you guys can see an exact like finished look of what this will look like once you have finished. Another tip too, if you want more of a faded look in the front of your brows, take that product, which you'll see me do here, and you're going to lightly tap some of that product or lightly brush some of that product into the front of your brows, which will give you that nice fade finish like I'm doing here. And as you can see, it looks more of like that nice, freshly microwaved, I should say, brow look. Now, don't leave off on my channel just yet. I definitely have a soft girl era makeup tutorial that I definitely know you will love. So if you want to find some more makeup for beginner tips or black girl friendly makeup tips, be sure to stay tuned for my next video. Do not forget to subscribe, do not forget to like, and just let me know if you enjoyed this video. And if you did, give it a thumbs up, and I cannot wait to see you in the next one. Bye.